So the Bombers are now huddled over on the left side of the infield, getting ready to take the field, and they're going to take the field with the following formation. Lázaro Hierro, the right-hander, will be on the mound. And the catcher is Mike Beliveau. Gianfranco Terrazzano is at third. Christopher J. is at third. Yuri Wong is the second baseman. Bart Indencleef is at first. Trevor Chernowski is in left. Kenny Dome is in center. Yves Posmans is in right field. And Lázaro Hierro, a right-hander who has the following numbers this year in the Collegiate Baseball League Europe. He has pitched 6 innings, and he pitched in those 6 innings. He gave up 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. That's an ERA of 5.83, and he's going to face the following lineup for the Prague Dragons. Jemuel Angela leads off. He is the first baseman. Ted Kelly bats second. He's the third baseman. Anthony Baker, the catcher, bats third. Wilson Terrell, the second baseman, bats fourth. Declan Quinn, the shortstop, bats fifth. Luis Esquina, the designated hitter, bats sixth. Evan Lubin, the right fielder, bats seventh. Spencer Muirhead, the left fielder, bats eighth. Matt Pansenhagen, the center fielder, bats ninth. And for the Praha Dragons, they come in with a record of 5-6. They were in third place in the CBLE standings, having played 11 games. The Emperors and the Bombers have both played, well, the Bombers have now played 11 games. The Emperors have played 10. Saint-Boy has played 11. And La Rochelle now has played 13. La Rochelle with a record of 5-8 after the loss this afternoon. So it looks like the warm-ups are set. And we go to the top of the first inning. Praha Dragons. Jemuel Angela is going to step up there batting left-handed against Lázaro Hierro.
Leading off for the Dragons, Jemuel Angela.
It just makes sense for that to be an advantage of the 3 seed to be home. And now we've got our pitcher all warmed up and ready to go, and now he's got.
There's the pitch to Angela, and it is a strike called, and we are underway. Game 2 of the CBLE.
Anyway, we're good to go. Okay, thank you.
Championship week. The pitch on the way to Angela. There's a ball outside, a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Jemuel Angela, Ted Kelly, Anthony Baker, the scheduled hitters for the Praha Dragons. Lázaro Hierro winds and deals 1-1. Pitch is too far inside. 2 balls and a strike. There you see the infield and outfield positioning. Everybody straight away. The outfield is, well, the center fielder, Kenny Dome, is playing quite shallow. There's the 2-1. Swung on, grounded foul up the first base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count on Jemuel Angela. Angela, who is from Breda, just right up the road. Breda, excuse me. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Jemuel Angela. Here's the pitch from Hierro. This one is way outside, a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Terrazzano is even with the bag, playing a little bit back at third. Shortstop Jay is playing normal position. The second baseman Wong is deep, almost at the edge of the grass, as is Indencleef. 3-2, line drive over Indencleef's head, a base hit down the right field line all the way to the corner. Poosmans comes up with it. Angela is in at second base, and he will stop there with a leadoff double. On a 3-2 pitch. Let's take a look at the replay on that pitch. There's a pitch up and in, Angela turning on it. Looked like it might have been a breaking ball. And so Angela now at second base. Here's Ted Kelly. Angela had been hitting .448, 13 hits and 29 at bats. And now Kelly, who's at 185, 5 hits in 27 at bats. Angela on second base. Infielders come in a bit. The first pitch is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. The third baseman, Terrazano, and the first baseman, Inden Clafe, are playing up. Shortstop and second baseman playing back. Here's the 1-0. Low and outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Ted Kelly, who is from Auburn, Washington, goes to Green River Community College. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Ground ball slowly hit to the shortstop, Jay. He feeds it on the third hop. Throws to first, a little bit high, but Inden Clave comes back down on the bag in time. And Angela has to stay put at first on the 6-3 put out, 1 out. Let's look at that last pitch. Something down and in, and Kelly hitting it on the ground. A nice short hop pick from Christopher Jay, who has shown himself to be a very good shortstop here in the early going of this day of baseball. This is game 2 of a triple header. My name is Tim Collins, bringing you the action. You can follow us at Eurobaseball TV on Twitter as Anthony Baker steps in. First pitch to him, first strike on a fastball called on the outside corner. Baker is at exactly .500. He's had 13 hits in 26 at-bats, including 3 doubles and a triple. There's a big outfield. Runner at second base is Jemuel Angela. The pitch is outside and backhanded nicely by Beliveau to prevent a wild pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike on Anthony Baker. Anthony Baker goes to Bellarmine University. He's from Louisville, British Columbia, Louisville. There's a 1-1 pitch. Broken bat, squibber to the right side. Going to be a tough play. Picked up by Yarrow to the right of the mound, and he will underhand it to Inden Clafe at first. However, Angela moves to third on the 1-3 putout. There are 2 outs. Baker was sawed off on that pitch. Let's look at the pitch again. Fastball tailed in on his hands. And here's Wilson Terrell.
Second baseman, Wilson Terrell.
Terrell at .455, 15 hits, 33 at-bats. Runner on third base is Angela. And there's a ground ball slowly hit up the middle. Christopher Jay, the shortstop, fields it, runs in front of second to throw to first in time for the easy 6-3 put out, and that will do it. So a leadoff double goes to waste. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on base, no errors. At the end of a half inning of play, it is Praha 0, Amsterdam coming to bat. All right, as we go to the bottom of the first inning, Alex Mercer, the right-hander, is on the mound for the Praha Dragons. He is also attending Bellarmine University, although he's from Louisville, Kentucky. Although I wonder if there's a typo in there. Bellarmine. Anthony Baker, I think I said he's from British Columbia. I have a feeling that might be a typo. So, Alex Mercer has pitched 9 innings. He's got an ERA of .77, given up 1 earned run in 9 innings, 3 runs total, 21 strikeouts and 8 walks. So he's out there, and he's going to face Kenny Dome, Christopher Jay, Mike Beliveau as 1-2-3. Then Bart Inden Clafe bats 4th. Trevor Chernyovsky bats 5th. Yves Puzmans bats 6th. Gianfranco Terrazano bats 7th. Christopher Cuno
Evan Lubin.
bats 8th, and Yuri Wong bats 9th. Defensively for the Praha Dragons, behind Alex Mercer on the mound, Anthony Baker is catching. Ted Kelly is at third. Declan Quinn, the shortstop. Wilson Terrell is at second. Jemuel Angela at first. Spencer Muirhead in left. Matt Pansenhagen in center. And Evan Lubin in right. So Alex Mercer is getting set to take on Kenny Dome, excuse me. And the bottom of the first inning here is about to begin. Here's the first pitch from Mercer. Fastball blazes high, 1 ball, no strikes. Mercer with the 21 strikeouts in 9 innings. Obviously has a good arm, and he fires high, 2 balls and no strikes on the second pitch. Right-hander wheels and deals. Strike called, 1 ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. 3 straight fastballs to begin things against Dome here in the bottom of the first. And Mercer working quickly. Fastball is fouled off to the right, and the count is now even, 2-2. It is 4:09 p.m. here in Oosterhout in the Netherlands on a beautiful day. Game 2 of the CBLE Playoff week. There's a 2-2 pitch. That one sails all the way to the backstop on the fly. And the count full, 3-2. I'm not sure if that was a breaking ball, but Mercer, who has a big roundhouse delivery, certainly airmailed that one. That one went over Anthony Baker and hit the net on the fly. So the count is full, 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bottom of the first inning, no score in the game between the Praha Dragons and Amsterdam Bombers. And there's a fastball on the outside corner, strike 3. Take another look at the pitch. Here's the replay. This is the last pitch right there. Ken Macri, the home plate umpire, with a quick call, and there's the first strikeout of the game for Alex Mercer, and here is Christopher J. Chris J had a fantastic game earlier today against the La Rochelle Admirals. 2 hits, a great throw from short, and got the save, and he swings and misses at the first pitch fastball. Strike 1. So Mercer comes out firing. He has thrown 1 pitch that was not a fastball, and he sailed it to the backstop. Here's the 0-1. This one tapped. That looked like a little slider that had some kind of bend to it. And Jay tapped it foul off to the left, strike 2, 0-2. Ted Kelly at third is even with the bag. The shortstop, Declan Quinn, is playing deep, as is Wilson Terrell, the second baseman. Jemuel Angela off the line at first. Here's the pitch, breaking ball, and that one almost got a piece of Christopher J. But it's inside for ball 1, 1-2. Outfielders, Muirhead in left, Pansenhagen in center, Lubin in right. They're all straight away. Lubin is shallow. This fastball is way outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alex Mercer, in the first 7 pitches, he has a very freewheeling, wild man style delivery. Almost reminds me of Rob Dibble a little bit. But he brings the right arm way around and fires with his entire body towards home plate. 2-2, here's the pitch. Hit on the ground on the right side. It caroms off the glove of Angela. He picks it up again, fires to the pitcher covering, but it is too late. So we'll see how that's scored. The ball was hit to the right. It's going to be a base hit for Chris J. He was really running down the line fast. Let's take a look at the replay on that. It was a pitch away. Jay just slapped it, and the ball hit off the heel of Angela's glove, caromed high up into the air. He found it quickly, fired to Mercer, who was over covering, but Christopher J is too quick. So he's on with a base hit. First hit of the game for either side. Excuse me, for the Bombers. And here's Beliveau taking a strike. Mike Beliveau. Runner on first is Christopher J. He is probably a threat to run. And a quick throw over, and he dives back safely. We have a 4-man umpire crew today. Ken Macri is calling balls and strikes behind the plate. Andre Ipe, Edwin Louisa, and Rene Ross are on the bases. There's the pitch. Jay faking off first pitch. Hit on the ground to left side and under the glove of Kelly into left field. That'll be a base hit. Jay takes a turn at second base and holds on there. Kelly moved to his left and tried to pick it as it went by him to his left. Let's take a look at the replay on that. Ground ball to the left side. Kelly just couldn't get the glove there in time, so 2 straight singles. And here's Bart Indincleef with 2 on and 1 out. A couple of base hits, and the Bombers are in business. They're trying to punch their ticket to the Thursday night 7 p.m. game against the Emperors and Falcons champion. The pitch is outside to Bart Indincleef, ball 1. Indincleef was 1 for 2 with a walk in the first game today against the Admirals. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners on first and second. Christopher J is at second. Mike Beliveau is at first. 2 ground ball singles. And Alex Mercer in a jam. He's got a 1-1 count on Indincleef. There's a swing and a foul tip off the mid of Anthony Baker. Strike 2, 1 and 2. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Praha and Amsterdam scoreless. Amsterdam is batting. Alex Mercer looking in for the sign from Anthony Baker. Now he has one and comes set. Jay and Beliveau leading off second and first respectively. A long hold from Mercer. Now the 1-2 big breaking ball, and it's high. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and now Jay was caught off second base. The throw behind him, and he just barely got back in there. And Wilson Terrell arguing vehemently with the second base umpire. See if we got that on the replay. Jay got way off the bag after that last pitch. This is still the replay. See how Jay gets way off. So he thought about going to third base as the catcher Baker would go to throw the ball back to the pitcher. And now time has been called. That's Steve Algaroba asking for time, and now he's talking to the home plate umpire, Ken Macri. So now Macri and Algaroba conversing, and Algaroba looking visibly upset. He's going to walk back towards the dugout. That's not Algaroba. Excuse me, folks. That was Dylan and Mark Wistoff out there. I got my wrong score sheet in front of me, so that's... Yeah, so the conversation is Dylan Wistoff ran onto the field, and the home plate umpire evidently had not granted time, even though the coach called time. So Mark Wistoff is a little upset about that. Runners on first and second, 2 balls and 2 strikes the count on Bart Indincleef. As Alex Mercer comes set, there's 1 out in the inning. Praha trying to escape a jam while the Bombers trying to take an early lead here, and now Mercer steps off. Beliveau is at first. Christopher J is at second. Both of those men reached on singles, and now Mercer comes set again. There's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. There's the second out of the inning. 2 strikeouts for Alex Mercer. Take a look at the pitch. It was a high fastball. High fastball. Maybe it was a cutter. It looked like it had some action moving away from the right-hand hitter. So here is Trevor Chernovsky. 2 outs. Runners on first and second. The breaking ball hit in the air to right field. A long run for Evan Lubin. He crosses into foul ground, but he's going to just pull up a little bit short as that ball bounces off the fence and goes down into foul territory. Strike 1 on Chernovsky. Chernovsky in the first game was 0 for 2, but he did score a run and reached via the walk. Trevor Chernovsky from Decatur, Georgia, attends the University of Georgia. So he's got runners on first and second. Jay at second, Beliveau at first. 1 strike the count, 2 outs, bottom of the first, no score. Alex Mercer from the stretch, and now time is called. And the gate was open down the right field line. That's why time was called. So Mark Wistoff goes and closes it. So here's the pitch on the way to Chernovsky. This one is just a little bit outside. A good fastball, but he missed 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the 1-1. A long look at Jay from Mercer as Jay is dancing off the bag at second base, and finally Chernovsky asks for and receives time. Now you see the base runners. Jay is at second, Belivo's at first. Trevor Chernovsky with a 1 ball, 1 strike count at the plate. There are 2 down. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and a half-hearted swing at that. That was a fastball up in the zone. Chernovsky definitely did not mean to. Look at the replay on this last pitch from Mercer. A half-hearted swing. So the count 1-2. Mercer trying to strike out the side and get around the 2 singles plus the disputed call at second base when Jay was attempted to pick off. Here's the 1-2. It's a fastball outside, 2-2. That looked like the 4-seamer. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. And the pitch. Strike 3, a fastball right down the middle. And Alex Mercer strikes out the side to end the frame and pitch around 2 singles. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left on base, no errors. At the end of 1 full inning of play, it is the Praha Dragons nothing and the Amsterdam Bombers nothing.
Begin 2, top of the second for the Dragons. Shortstop, Deacon Quinn.
We are in the top of the second inning. No score. The Dragons and the Bombers. Lazaro Hierro pitched a scoreless first inning, and he deals ball 1 to Declan Quinn. Quinn batting left-handed. There's the next pitch on the way. And it is a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Quinn hitting at .281. 9 hits in 32 at-bats, including a triple and 2 doubles. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Low and outside, 2 balls and a strike. Lazaro Hierro kind of has a little bit of a sidearm delivery. Is behind 2-1 to Declan Quinn. It's 5, 6, and 7 in the order. There's a strike over the inside corner, 2-2. Declan Quinn, Luis Esquina, and Evan Lubin. Should anybody reach, Spencer Muirhead. Top of the second inning, no score. This is a 7-inning ball game. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Outside, full count, 3-2. Lazaro Hierro went to a full count on Jemuel Angela leading off the game. Angela doubled, and then he was stranded at third base. 3-2 on Declan Quinn. And he swings in. It's a pop fly to short left field. Chernovsky coming in, makes the catch, calling off Chris J. And there's one down. That'll bring up Luis Esquina.
Fly out 7.
Esquina hitting,
First out.
well, he's 2 for 13.
Now at bat.
There's one.
Designated Luis Esquina.
1 run batted in, 1 walk. He's also been hit by a pitch. Luis Esquina from the Globe Institute of Technology in New York City, where, of course, there are some other folks from that same place. Takes a strike on the inside corner. Steve Algaroba, the coach of the Bombers. Is also from Globe Institute. There's a pitch high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Esquina. Lazaro Hierro has allowed just the 1 hit. That was the leadoff double. He has retired 4 straight since then. Starts the line. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and chopped on the ground to the right side. Yuri Wong has it go off of his glove and kicks it into right field. Esquina takes the turn at first base and holds on there. So he reaches.
Luis Esquina, first base, error 4.
And that'll be an E4. Take a look at the replay, as the next batter will be Evan Lubin. It was a little chopper to the right side. Yuri Wong was playing Esquina to pull the ball and had a long way to run to his right, and the ball hit off the heel of his glove, so he sort of pushed it to right field. So Esquina at first, and Lubin, the hitter, swings and pops it up. Foul territory, actually fair territory. The first baseman, Inden Kleef, right behind first base, makes the catch, and there are 2 outs.
Evan Lubin, fly out 3.
So Lubin pops out, and that will bring up Spencer Muirhead.
Now at bat,
Lubin
left fielder Spencer Muirhead.
had been 2 for 6. So now Spencer Muirhead, who is 3 out of 23, 4 runs batted in. And he swings away at the first pitch and doesn't get it. Strike 1, 0-1. Luis Esquina is on first base. He reached on the E4. There are 2 outs. We're in the top of the 2nd inning. Game 2 of this week's CBLE Championship week. There's the 0-1. There's a high fly ball hit well to left field. Chernovsky going back, and he makes the catch just short of the warning track for the 3rd out of the inning.
Spencer Muirhead.
No runs, no hits, 1 left, 1 error. At the end of 1.5, we are scoreless.
No score.
Well, we're back. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. The Amsterdam Bombers are going to come to their 2nd chance against Alex Mercer. They stranded 2 in the 1st inning, and it will be 6, 7, 8 Yves Pousmans, Gianfranco Terrazzano
Tweede helft.
and Chris Kuno.
Bottom of the second inning. Leading off for the Bombers.
And if anybody gets on, Yuri Wong.
Right field.
Here's Yves Pousmans against Alex Mercer, leading things off in the bottom of the second of a scoreless game. And the first pitch, a fastball high, ball one. Mercer gave up 2 successive singles with 1 out in the first inning, 1 to Christopher J and 1 to Mike Beliveau, but then he stranded them by striking out the next 2 hitters. Fastball almost gave Pousmans a shave, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Let's take a look at the replay on that last pitch. Oof. 2-0. This one is high, 3-0. Infielders back. Outfield straightaway. Medium depth. Right fielder Evan Lubin is fairly shallow. 3 balls and no strikes on Yves Pousmans. And he walked him on 4 straight, a fastball up high. There's a base runner.
Base on balls. 4 wijd. Yves Pousmans.
So with Pousmans on first and now Gianfranco Terrazzano, the hitter.
Third base.
Pousmans in the first game, by the way, had been 0 for 3. Terrazzano was 0 for 2. Nobody out. Pousmans on first, being held on by Jemuel Angela on a throw over, and he is back. Terrazzano, the hitter. Getting his first look at Alex Mercer. The pitch, fastball high. That's 5 straight out of the zone. And that's going to draw a mound visit from Anthony Baker, the catcher. So Mercer has thrown 5 straight high fastballs to begin this inning. So Baker just going out there to settle him down, help him, remind him to find his release point. Now the home plate umpire, Ken Macri, is going to walk out there and break it up. Yves Pousmans is the runner on first. He walked. There's nobody out. There you see Pousmans. The hitter is Gianfranco Terrazzano. And Mercer from the set. Here's the 1-0 instead of throw to first. And Pousmans is easily back. Still 1 ball and no strikes. Mercer struck out the side in the top of the first inning with 2 looking strikeouts, all with fastballs. And now he has been called for a balk. So Mercer, who was in the process of getting on the mound, broke his stride and was called for a balk. There's the replay. And that will put Pousmans on second base. The third base umpire is the one that called it. So now he's working from the stretch with a 1-0 count. And the runner Pousmans at second, and another high fastball. That is 6 in a row. Mercer trying to settle down out there. Looking in for the sign from Anthony Baker. Baker's already gone out to the mound once to talk to him in this at-bat. Terrazzano looks like he's taking. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Mercer. Long hold, the pitch. And he missed high again, 3-0. So that's 7 straight high fastballs out of the strike zone from Alex Mercer. And Terrazzano, I would think, will be 100% taking here. Mercer deals. And he got the fastball in for strike. 3-1. Now Terrazzano will be swinging away. He looks down at the third base coach. That's Steve Algaroba. 3-1. Mercer to Terrazzano. Pousmans off second base, being held close from Klin. And the pitch, he squares to bunt. And the pitch is up high, ball 4. So 2 walks. Take a look at the last pitch. And that will bring up Chris Kuno. And now a longer meeting between the infielders and Alex Mercer. Anthony Baker is out there, as is the coach Looks like Dylan Wisthoff. Wisthoff is the pitching coach. Chris Kuno did not have a hit in the first game. He might be up there bunting right now. There are 2 outs. Meanwhile, over on the third base side, Kuno was having a meeting with Puzmans, Terrazano, and Algaroba. You might see a double steal. You might see. It might be that Algaroba wants to send the runners if Kuno gets himself into a 2-strike count. And maybe they'll send the runners and do a hit and run. So let's see what happens on this first pitch. Puzmans and Terrazano leading off second and first. The pitch, strike. So Mercer finds the strike zone on the first pitch. That's an important one for him in this at-bat. A long hold and a whirl and a throw to second base, and he is out. They've picked off Puzmans. So Yves Puzmans is picked off second base. Let's take a look at the replay. You're not going to be able to really tell from this angle, but the throw was right on the money. The tag applied by the shortstop. He's out 1-6. A very close play. We've already had 2 very close plays at second base. Christopher J was narrowly called safe in the first inning. This time, Puzmans is called out. And now there's 1 out, and the runner, Gianfranco Terrazano, is remaining at first base. Algaroba with a mild argument with the second base umpire, but he's not going to win it. So the count is no balls and 1 strike on Chris Kuno. Mercer comes set, and the pitch, fastball, skips back to the backstop, and that's going to be a wild pitch. That will allow Terrazano to take second base and then some. He rounded, but decides to hold on. That'll be a wild pitch. That fastball was out of the reach of Baker, hit off the edge of his glove, and then deflected all the way to the backstop. Take a look at the replay. Yeah, way up high. No chance for Baker to snag that one. So immediately after the pickoff, there's now a runner still at second base. Still 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike to count. The pitch, swinging and a miss, 1-2. Chris Kuno late on the fastball. So Mercer so far has gotten 3 outs in the game. He has faced 8 hitters. This is the 8th hitter. 1-2 the pitch. Fouled away. Count still 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Mercer trying to get an out. There's 1 down in the inning. And the pitch, swing and a miss. As Kuno chased a pitch way outside the zone. That is strikeout number 4. Out number 2. Let's take a look at the replay on that pitch. That is the 4th strikeout for Mercer. That looked like a slider breaking down and away. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Yuri Wang. 2 outs and the runner, Terrazano, at second base. Alex Mercer, thanks to his pickoff play, is only 1 out away from escaping this jam. The fastball high, ball 1. Wang in the first game today against La Rochelle was 0 for 3. He did help turn a couple double plays, however. Lanky fellow. Right-hand hitter with a slightly open stance. Terrazano off second. The fastball is high, 2-0. And it looks to be to the Bombers' advantage to see how patient they can be with Alex Mercer. Mercer obviously with good stuff, but sometimes his fastball has been high, at least in this inning, the 2-0. Just misses the outside corner. Mercer with a Michael Jackson breakdance move after he delivered that pitch. Watch this spin move. He almost fell off the mound. Pitch was very close, almost a strike. But it's a 3-ball, no strike count to the number 9 hitter, Yuri Wang. And he walked him, a fastball high. That's the third walk in the inning for Mercer. But there are 2 outs and 2 on, and that'll turn the lineup over. Here is Kenny Dome. Dome struck out looking to start the ball game. A scoreless game here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, although the Bombers have had 5 base runners in 2 innings against Alex Mercer, but they have yet to dent home plate. So here's Kenny Dome, and the pitch. Missed high, fastball, 1 ball, no strikes. One ball, no strikes. Here it comes. Missed high again. Same exact spot. 2-0. Mercer struggling to get that pitch down this inning. He's been missing up, sometimes very badly. 2 balls and no strikes. Terrazano and Wong, the base runners. There's a strike over the outside corner. Looked like Mercer took a little bit off to get that one in. 2 balls and a strike on Kenny Dome. On deck, Christopher J. Here's 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kenny Dome with a 2-2 count. Runner on second base is Gianfranco Terrazano. The runner on first is Yuri Wong. There are 2 outs in the inning. Mercer with a 2-2 count comes set. And now he deals. Fouled away. We'll do it again. There you see the base runners. Puzman's walked to begin the inning, then Terrazano also walked. There was a balk in there, a wild pitch. But then Puzman's was picked off. Kuno struck out. There's a 2-2, and that one, what's the call? Foul ball. It hit the bat. Kenny Dome was trying to sell it as though he got hit by the pitch, but home plate umpire Ken Macri calling right away. Well, not right away. He waited a minute, but he eventually called it foul ball. Ball ricocheting off the knob of Kenny Dome's bat. So the count is still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Terrazano off second base. Wong is on first. 2-2, 2 outs in the inning. Alex Mercer looking in for the sign from Baker. Now he has one he likes. Comes set. And the 2-2 pitch is high, and the full count now will send the runners with 2 outs. So a base hit to the gap could potentially score 2 runs now, as the runners will be off on the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Mercer dealing to Kenny Dome, and he swings and misses for strike 3 to end the inning. That is strikeout number 5 for Alex Mercer. He has retired 6 batters, 5 via the strikeout, 1 with a pickoff. So he's done everything himself to get through the first 2. At the end of 2 full, we are scoreless. We're back for the top of the third inning in a scoreless tie between the Praha Dragons and the Amsterdam Bombers. For the Dragons, they are going to send the number 9-1-2 hitters against Lazaro Yarrow, who deals ball one high to Matt Pensenhagen. Pensenhagen is the center fielder for the Dragons. And the pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Pensenhagen is from Mars Hill, North Carolina. 1 ball, 1 strike to the left-handed hitting outfielder. After that will be Jemuel Angela. There's a swing and a ground ball hit on a couple of hops to Chris J to his right. He fields it. His throw to first is in time. 1 down.
Matt Pensenhagen, first out, rounded out 6-3.
So far, Lazaro Yarrow is using his defense. He has not struck out a batter. He has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ground ball outs in the first 2 and a third innings. Here is Jemuel Angela. And then Ted Kelly to follow with 1 out. Here's the pitch, up high. Angela doubled to lead off the ball game, and since then the Dragons have not had a hit. They have had a base runner via an error. That was Luis Esquina. Lazaro Yarrow deals 1-0. Ball just missing inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Yarrow, who kind of comes around the corner with his delivery. There's a 2-0. There's a high fly ball to center field. Kenny Dome is coming in a little bit to his left to make an easy catch. And there are 2 outs.
Fly out 8, couple acht.
Take a look at that last pitch.
2 down.
It was up, but it looked like Angela just got under it a little bit and popped it into short right center field. So here's Ted Kelly. Kelly, his first time hit a ground ball to short. He's 0 for 1. And the pitch on the way. Strike called at the letters, a fastball that tailed back towards the hitter. 1 strike to count from Lazaro Yarrow. And the next one on the way. There's a big chopper left side. In to get it is Terrazano on 1 big hop. He fires to first. It is in time, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. Nice play by Gianfranco Terrazano at third base. Let's take a look at that one on the replay. It was a big chopper. It might have hit the plate. It went all the way to Terrazano on 1 hop. He gloved it as he ran across the left side of the infield and fired just from the left of the pitcher's mound to first in time for the final out. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. At the end of 2.5, we are still scoreless. We're back for the bottom of the third inning. Alex Mercer back out there on the mound. He is going to face 2-3-4 Christopher J. and Mike Beliveau. Mercer has struck out 5 and walked 3 and given up 2 hits. He has escaped a jam in each of the first 2 innings. He had 2 on in the first inning. And the Bombers left 2 in the second inning as Jay shows bunt, pulls it back, takes a breaking ball low and outside, ball 1. Mercer also helped himself by picking off one of the men he had previously walked. So he has walked a tightrope so far in the first two. Here's the 1-ball pitch. Fastball misses low. 2 balls and no strikes. There's a 2-0 pitch. There's a strike on the knees on the outside corner. 2-1. Two and 1 to Jay. Breaking ball hit on the ground, up the middle, and it is going to skip through into center field. A base hit. Jay takes a big turn at first base and will hold on there as the throw comes back into the second baseman, Terrell. Both Terrell and Quinn crossed paths with that ball, but it managed to elude the triangle of fielders as you see them switch sides on that ground ball. So leadoff single for Christopher Jay.
Catcher, Mike Beliveau.
And here's Mike Beliveau. Jay has himself 2 hits in the game, 2 singles. Beliveau singled his first time. Jay at first, a short lead, not going. The first pitch to Beliveau is a fastball outside, ball 1. That was base hit number 3, allowed by Alex Mercer. So he's had base runners on. He's had to really work for it. Beliveau, a left-hand hitter. Number 3 hitter in the order. Jay, a very short lead. And he's not going. The pitch is high, 2-0. If the Bombers can win this game, they will automatically be playing against the winner of the Emperors and Falcons 3-game series for a chance to play in the finals. The pitch is outside as Chris Jay was getting a big secondary lead that time. Actually, that pitch is on the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. The game tonight, Emperors and Falcons, the Vienna Emperors and the Sant Boi Falcons of Barcelona. Throw to first, Jay is back. That game at 7 p.m. We're coming up about 10 minutes before 5 right now. It is Tuesday, July 21st, 2015. This is the second game of the Collegiate Baseball League Europe Championship Week series. And another throw to first, and Jay is back again easily. Being held on by Angela, Jemuel Angela. Slapping the tag on him. Wilson Terrell at second, Declan Quinn at short. They're shaded up the middle looking for a ground ball to try and turn 2. Of course, Jay is a tough customer. He runs very well. Mercer deals 2-1, fastball high, 3-1. Ted Kelly, the third baseman, is playing off the line for Beliveau. There's about 15 feet between him and the third base bag. The left fielder, Spencer Muirhead, is way off the line as well. Center fielder Ponsenhagen is deep and straight away. Here's the pitch. Strike is called at the letters. Beliveau was almost about to throw the bat away, taking the walk. But the count is full 3-2, and now I bet you might see Christopher Jay take off, even with nobody out. 3-2 on Beliveau. He is going. He got a great jump. The pitch is strike 3 and no throw from Anthony Baker. Beliveau strikes out looking, but Jay steals second base. Jay actually started running before Mercer even delivered it. He perfectly timed that. He had it timed. That was as good a jump as you can possibly get. So Christopher Jay steals second, but that is the 6th strikeout for Mercer. Outside of the pickoff, the Bombers have not made an out that required any of the other fielders in the game. So here's Bart Indencleef. 1 out. Jay at second base. Indencleef struck out his first time. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Bombers and Praha Dragons scoreless. Long hold from Mercer, the pitch. Bray fastball is high. 1 ball and no strikes. One 1-0 on Indencleef with Jay on second base. Great speed out there. He would probably score on a hit to the outfield. There's a ball outside, 2-0. Mercer has been Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde so far. He has struck out 6, but he has walked 3 and given up 3 hits. 3 little seeing eye ground balls, but they're hits nonetheless. But he's behind 2-0 on Bart Indencleef, and now he's behind 3-0 as he missed with a fastball. Mercer, who throws hard, is not a comfortable person to bat against, I'm sure. He almost threw one up and in on Puzmans. There's the 3-0 pitch. There's ball 4. That is walk number 4. That'll put runners on first and second for Trevor Chernovsky.
4 wijd, deze bal spat in de kleef.
Mercer, you can see him, he's on the back of the mound just practicing his follow through. He doesn't even have the ball in his hand. So he is a little bit out of whack. Jay at second. Indencleef at first. Here is Chernovsky, and the pitch high again with a fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. And when he's been missing, that's where he's been missing. And if he's not going to be able to throw the fastball for a strike, then the Bombers can pretty much either just wait him out or just sit on a breaking pitch. There's the 1-0. There is a breaking pitch, and it's in for a strike. That was a good one, 1-1. Take a look at this last pitch. It had nice arc on it, starting up and in and dropping down over the inner half of the plate. Mercer from the stretch, runners leading first and second, 1 out. The pitch. Fastball, strike 2, 1-2. And that's the thing that's tough about facing a pitcher that throws hard and is also wild. At any moment he can find it and make some nasty pitches. So far that is what Mercer has been able to do. He's been able to escape the jams that he has had in every single inning. 1-2 on Chernovsky. And he swings and misses, strike 3. Strikeout number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Chernovsky has struck out twice, and now Yves Puzmans, who walked and was eventually picked off. The Bombers stranded 2 in the first. They stranded 2 in the second, and they have 2 on here in the third. But Mercer, for his part, as wild as he has also 7 strikeouts. Time is called. Puzmans looked like he had something in his eye. They have gotten 3 little singles off him, 2 from Chris J and 1 from Mike Beliveau. But other than that, when they've put the ball in play, they've reached base. Mercer deals. The bunt is shown, pulled back, strike is called, 0-1. Puzmans with 2 outs, obviously trying to bunt for a base hit. The third baseman, Ted Kelly, is playing even with the bag. He is not totally buying that Puzmans is going to be bunting, although with all the strikeouts Mercer is racking up, it may not be a bad idea. There's the 0-1. Fastball up and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. And Puzmans has taken a couple of those fastballs up and in this game. Christopher Jay's on second base. He singled. Mike Beliveau's on, that's Bart Indencleef on first. He walked. And the 1-1. Breaking ball, and he just missed outside. 2 balls and a strike. Puzmans taking a close pitch. Two and 1, 2 outs, runners leading first and second. Long hold from Mercer, and Puzmans asks for time and receives it. You can see him put the right hand out after Mercer came to the set. The timing of Mercer when he comes to the set is something that he has been trying to vary. That's why Puzmans called time. The 2-1. Fastball up and in again, 3-1. And you saw Christopher J when he stole second base earlier this inning. He had timed Mercer's hold time perfectly. There's the 3-1. Ball 4, bases are loaded now on the walk, second walk of the inning. That is the 5th walk of the game for Alex Mercer. Take a look at the last pitch. Looked like a fastball. So the question is, can Mercer find his control long enough for Mike Stoff and his team, the Praha Dragons? We're in a scoreless tie, but the batter now, Gianfranco Terrazzano, with the bases loaded, and the first pitch is a strike. So far, Mercer has been able to make the big pitch when he's needed, and he's needed to do it a lot. He has had base runners on pretty much the whole time. He retired the first batter in the first inning, but since then, he has been pitching from the stretch the entire time. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Terrazano, and that one hit him. And that will give the Amsterdam Bombers a 1-0 lead as the bases loaded hit by pitch drives home Chris J. Give Terrazano an RBI. Indin Kleef moves to third. Yves Pousmans moves to second. Terrazano is at first, and the hitter is now Chris Kuno. And Anthony Baker is going to go out and have a little chat with Alex Mercer. So far, no activity in the Praha Dragons bullpen, although there is some stirring around in the dugout. And it looks like Ross McKinnon, number 12, is going to get up and go into the bullpen. So the bases are loaded for Chris Kuno, who struck out his first time. And the pitch. There's a strike. Terrazano had taken one strike before getting hit. He's at first base. Chris J. came in and scored. Bart Indinkleef is at third. Yves Pousmans is at second. Pitch, swing and a miss, strike two. That was a breaking ball, looked like, to Kuno. Look at this last pitch. Something breaking down and away. Maybe it was a slider or cut fastball. Alex Mercer going to take a little break on the side of the mound as the coach, Steve Algaroba, had a little chat with his hitter, Chris Kuno, who is in an 0-2 hole. So Alex Mercer comes set. He's one strike away from getting out of it. The pitch, swing and a miss, and the inning is over. Mercer falling off the mound as he delivers the pitch. Well, he looks pretty awkward out there. Let's take a look at the replay on that. That, however, will end the inning. Mercer tripping all over the place, but he gets out of the inning escaping further damage. One run on one base hit. That was the base hit to Chris J. He came around and scored. 3 left on base. There were no errors. At the end of 3 full, it is the Praha Dragons 0, Amsterdam Bombers 1. So we go to the top of the 4th inning. The Dragons now have to play catch-up.
Anthony Baker for the Dragons.
They are trailing Amsterdam 1-0, and it will be 3-4-5. Anthony Baker, Wilson Terrell, and Declan Quinn against Lazaro Yarrow. And Yarrow deals up high. Ball 1 to Baker, who grounded out his first time. So a bases loaded hit by pitch results in the game's first run. And the pitch on the outside corner, strike 1, 1-1. Lazaro Yarrow gave up a leadoff double to Jemuel Angela, and since then he has given up nothing. The Dragons have had one base runner via an error. As a pitch low, 2 balls and a strike. So Yarrow has been pitching efficiently, pitching to contact, I suppose you could say. And his defense has played well behind him. 2-1 pitch. Strike called on the outside corner, 2-2. Yarrow has not been wild. He's not walked a batter. Working from the center of the rubber And the right-hander deals 2-2. This one misses inside, and the count is now full 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 4th inning, 1-0. The Amsterdam Bombers leading the Praha Dragons. 3-2. Is low, down low, ball 4. And there's a leadoff walk.
Balls, Anthony Baker.
That is the first base on balls issued by Lázaro Hierro.
Now at bat.
And with Baker at first base, that will bring up Wilson Terrell. Terrell grounded out to shortstop his first time. The Bombers turned 2 double plays in their game earlier today against La Rochelle. And Chris J and Yuri Wong are ready for another ground ball here. Jay, the shortstop, with great range. Gianfranco Terrazzano, also a good glove. He is playing up at the edge of the grass. You can see him. Oh, you can. He's right behind that pole. Runner on first. The pitch is up high, ball 1 to Wilson Terrell. Anthony Baker had a pretty big lead off first, and the catcher Beliveau thought about trying a back pick down to first. But Baker getting back. Being checked by Lázaro Hierro. Comes set, 1 ball, no strikes. Runner not going. Pitch swung on, hit on the ground towards the hole. Past the dive of Jay into left field, a base hit. And so the Dragons have the first 2 base runners on here in the 4th inning. And that's the second hit of the ball game, the first one since the first batter of the ball game. We'll take a look at the pitch. Looked like something that was inside. That was right over the heart of the plate, a hard ground ball hit from Wilson Terrell. And now Declan Quinn will come up and bat with runners on first and second and nobody out. Third baseman Gianfranco Terrazzano conversing with Lázaro Hierro, telling Hierro most likely that he's going to play back and hold the bag at third should Quinn try to bunt. Quinn, the number 5 hitter. Nobody out. Not sure you'll see a bunt here, but you never know. Baker at second, Terrell at first. And the pitch up high, ball 1. And now Lázaro Hierro has missed high a couple of times in this inning. That's the first time he's missed high and outside with his fastball. Quinn looking down for the sign from Wisthoff. The swing and a pop-up on the infield. And the infield fly rule has been called as Chris J backpedals onto the outfield grass to make the catch. There's 1 down. Quinn pops out to short.
Infield flight 6. Quinn.
So Baker and Terrell stay put at first base and second base. And that'll bring up Luis Esquina. Esquina reached on an error his first time. He is 0 for 1. Hit a ground ball to the second baseman, Wong, that deflected off of his glove. So runners on first and second. Baker and Terrell the runners. The pitch, fastball high, ball 1. It is 1-0 Bombers as they are trying to clinch a chance to play on Thursday night against the winner of the Falcons and Emperors series. There's the 1-0 pitch. That one misses low and outside, 2-0. Luis Esquina has a 2-0 count, and now Steven Algaroba calls time and wants to run out to the mound and have a chat with Lázaro Hierro. Meanwhile, Anthony Baker from second base is going to run in and have a little chat with the third base coach, Dylan Wisthoff. The inning began with a walk to Baker. He advanced on the single from Wilson Terrell. Declan Quinn popped out. Esquina has a 2-ball, no-strike count. And now Algaroba is satisfied and returns back to the dugout. The Bombers scored a run last inning on a bases-loaded hit by pitch. Gianfranco Terrazzano getting the RBI. So it looks now like Luis Esquina is ready to get back in there. Lázaro Hierro is back on the mound. He's got a 2-0 count. Baker at second, Terrell at first. The pitch is high, 3-0, and I wonder if Algaroba wanted. Well, this is not a situation you would pitch around somebody with 2 on and 1 out, so never mind that. 3-0. Here's the pitch to Esquina, and it's up high, ball 4. Esquina was taking all the way, and he walks, and now the bases are loaded. Second walk of the inning.
Base on balls, Luis Esquina.
And now Evan Lubin, who is 0 for 1 with a chance with the bases loaded. Looks like the Infield is going to play halfway. The second baseman, Wong, is back and over to the right of the second base bag by about 15 feet. Shortstop Jay is halfway. The third baseman and first baseman are in. So here's Lubin, bases loaded, the pitch. There's a strike called, a big pitch, as Lazaro Hierro gets ahead of Lubin. Baker is at third, Terrell is at second, Esquina is at first. And the pitch, and a balk has been called. And now the game is tied as Praha will get a run out of that. Let's see what happened on the replay. I think Lazaro Hierro didn't come to a complete stop. Let's look on the replay. Well, I don't think I caught it. The balk was called as he was delivering. So Baker scores. Terrell moves to third. Esquina moves to second. Now runners on second and third for Lubin. And the first pitch and the pitch is popped up, foul and out of play. 0-2 the count now to Evan Lubin. So this game is tied at 1. Amsterdam getting their run on a bases loaded hit by pitch, and now a bases loaded balk ties the game for the Dragons. Certainly highlight worthy. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Lubin. It is away, and he takes it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Terrell at second base. Terrell's at third. Esquina is at second. Now the infield comes completely in. They will try to cut off the run at the plate if there's a ground ball. There's the pitch. And it is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count now to Evan Lubin. Hierro looking for a strikeout or a pop-up or a ground ball right at one of his infielders. So both pitchers have balked in the game. Jay dancing behind Esquina off second base. Here's the 2-2. Fouled away to the right. We will do it again. Evan Lubin, protecting against that pitch away. Take a look at the last pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. This is the last pitch that was fouled off. It was something tailing away from Lubin, and he had to protect. Long look in from the sign. Lazaro Hierro has it. Here's the 2-2 pitch coming. And he broke his bat and squibbed it off to the right. The ball going over to the Dragons' dugout. And Lubin needs a new piece of lumber. Take a look at the end of the bat goes flying to the left, and the ball goes flying to the right. So the count's still 2-2. Lubin way out in front of that Lazaro Hierro pitch. Lubin, who attends Occidental College from New York City. Wilson Terrell is at third. Luis Esquina is at second. Hierro comes set. Here's the pitch to Lubin, 2-2. Off the plate away, and a good at bat as he works the count full, 3-2. The Dragons have tied the game here on a bases loaded balk from Lazaro Hierro. And now Evan Lubin has worked the count full. The pitch. Check swing. The pitch is outside for ball 4. The bases are now reloaded. That is the 3rd walk in the inning for Lazaro Hierro, who had come into the inning with very good control, and that's going to do it for him. Steven Algaroba is on his way out to the mound. That's the 2nd trip in the inning, so that's going to be it for Lazaro Hierro. So let's see what changes are forthcoming. We'll be right back. Okay, so we are back at the top of the fourth inning. The Praha Dragons have loaded the bases. They have tied the game, and Lazaro Yarrow is out of the game, and Christopher J is going to be the new pitcher. He was playing shortstop. He came in and pitched the last inning of the first game earlier today against the Admirals and got the save. So Yuri Wong moves from second base to short. Brian Hughes enters the game. He's playing second base, and he goes into the lineup into the DH spot in place of Chris Kuno. So now the batter is Spencer Muirhead. Muirhead grounded out his first time, or flied out his first time. Here's the pitch from Jay. And it looked like a breaking ball is up high, ball one. So Jay, who pitched earlier today, got an inning and struck out the side and saved the game. Deals strike one, 1 ball and 1 strike to Spencer Muirhead. There's 1 out.
Left fielder Spencer Muirhead.
Terrell is in third base, Esquina at second, and Lubin at first. The pitch to Muirhead. Swung on, hit off the fist to shortstop. Yuri Wong is out, and the infield fly has been called, and there are 2 down as Wong makes the catch in short center field. So that's twice this inning that the Dragons could not get a hit with a runner in scoring position. The base is now loaded with 2 outs, and the number 9 hitter, Matt Pensenhagen. Pensenhagen is over 1. He grounded to short his first time, so it'll take a 2-out base hit now from Pensenhagen as Jay winds and deals. Pitches inside, ball 1. Bases are loaded. Wilson Terrell at third, Luis Esquina at second, Evan Lubin at first. And the pitch is high, 1 ball, 2 balls and no strikes. Terrell, Esquina, and Lubin, the base runners. Pensenhagen at the plate, 2-0. He's got a hitter's count. And he swings, and it's a fly ball to right field. Yves Puzmans moving over and back to make the catch in medium deep right field, and the inning is over. So the Praha Dragons do get 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 3. There were no errors. And at the end of 3.5, we are tied at 1. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Praha Dragons and Amsterdam Bombers tied at 1. Alex Mercer is back out there. He has really worked hard for the first 3 innings. He has walked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Given up 3 hits and 1 run. He's also hit a batter. And he's going to face 9-1-2, Yuri Wong, Kenny Dome, and Chris J. And Wong takes ball 1 up high. Wong walked his first time. The Bombers have been threatening in every single inning against Mercer. Although he has walked the tightrope, he has escaped with only the 1 run. There's a strike called. The Bombers had 2 singles in the first inning, but couldn't get a run across. They had 3 walks in the second inning. There's a swing and a foul, the count 1-2. 3 walks in the second inning, although Poesmans was picked off second base. And the Bombers could not score. And then in the third inning, they did score. They got a single, 2 walks, a hit by pitch. There's the pitch on the way. Fastball is high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. By the way, I missed a strikeout. Mercer has 8 strikeouts in the game. 2-2, the pitch to Wong. Fouled away, Wong late on a fastball, hitting it off the screen. Still 2-2, leading things off here in the bottom of the 4th for the Bombers. And the pitch from Mercer. Strike 3 over the outside corner. Strikeout number 9. As you look at the replay, that was a fastball tailing. Looked like it might have been a cutter. It didn't have that backup motion. It had the tailing away motion from the right-hand batter. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. So here's the top of the order. Kenny Dome has struck out twice. Once looking, once swinging. Right-hand hitter, the pitch. Popped up, foul, out of play, off to the right, strike 1. Dome up there for his 3rd plate appearance, and we're only in the 4th inning. That's how many base runners there have been against Alex Mercer. Although Mercer only having given up the 1 run. There's the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball and swung on and missed. Dome way out in front of that. Let's take a look at that pitch on the replay. That was a beauty. He's laid that one in there a couple times in this game. 0-2 on Kenny Dome. Alex Mercer getting the sign from Baker and deals the pitch. Breaking ball. Hit in the air softly to right field. It is going to be hit to the right fielder, Lubin, who thought about throwing behind Kenny Dome to first, but it's a base hit to right field. Little flare off to the right.
Base hit, Kenny Dome.
That was the breaking ball. That time Dome just fought it off. Lubin thinking about throwing behind Dome, but Dome running hard all the way, so he's there with a base hit. That is the 4th hit. And here's Christopher J. Kenny Dome on first, 1 out. Another base runner for the Bombers. And the pitch, fastball high, ball 1. I am not counting pitches, but Alex Mercer has thrown quite a few. He has not had a 1-2-3 inning, a throw to first, and Dome dives back safely. One ball, no strikes. The pitch, fastball right on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. That was a good pitch from Alex Mercer. Knee high over the outside half. Chris J, who is 2 for 2, 2 singles and a stolen base. He scored the only run of the game for the Bombers. And he swings and misses at a fastball away. That might have been a cutter. Let's take a look at the direction this pitch went. 1-2. Yeah, that ball tailing away from Jay. Maybe it was a slider. Didn't have the normal action backing up into the right-hand hitter. So Mercer coming set. He's ahead of Jay, 1-2. And a throw to first, and Dome dives back. Being held on by the left-handed throwing Jemuel Angela. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out on Christopher J. The pitch. Swung on, hit a line, and it's up the middle into center field, a base hit just out of the reach of the shortstop, Declan Quinn. And Christopher J has himself 3 singles. And that moves Kenny Dome to second base. Take a look at the pitch. He was ahead with 2 strikes. And that pitch got too much of the plate. It was right down the middle. Chris J with a short, quick stroke lining that ball just out of the reach of Declan Quinn. That ball actually had a little bit of backspin on it and was tailing away from Quinn. So now Mike Beliveau with 2 on and 1 out. Kenny Dome and Christopher J, the base runners, good speed. Beliveau is 1 for 2 with a single. The Bombers have 5 hits in the game off of Mercer. They are all singles. Runners leading first and second. The pitch swung on, popped up left side, foul. Ted Kelly gives it a look, but it's going to land in the hamburger stand. One strike. One strike to Mike Beliveau. Again, the Bombers have 2 runners on. They had 2 on in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, including 1 run that scored. They left 3, and now they have 2 on. There's a breaking ball in the dirt. A good block by Anthony Baker. 1 ball and 1 strike. Beliveau not chasing that pitch, breaking down and in on him. Kenny Dome at second, Chris J at first. 1-1 on Mike Beliveau, left-handed hitter. Long hold from Mercer, and now he deals the pitch. Fastball is a little bit high and inside. 2 balls and a strike. And now Mercer comes set. 2-1 to Beliveau. Runners leading first and second. The pitch high, 3-1. Mercer has already walked 5 in the game and hit a batter. He's got a 3-1 count on Mike Beliveau with 2 on. Dome and Jay the base runners. A long hold, and now he deals. Slapped. Foul ball. It's a foul ball just down the third base line. The ball hitting the ground, and it's the home plate umpire's call because it did not go past third base on the fly. The runners were moving as though it was a fair ball, but it was just to the left of the foul line, so it is strike 2, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Take a look at the replay. Beliveau getting a pitch on the inner half, looked like, and he slapped it down the line. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, he slapped a 1-hopper, and the home plate umpire, you can see him waving the hands in the air, calling it foul right away. It's his call. That would have scored 2 runs, however, had it been fair. So the count is now full 3-2 with 1 out. I wonder if you see the runners moving. Kenny Dome and Christopher J. Good speed. Mercer comes set. Runner's not going. The pitch swung on, hit on a line, and it's going to be to the second baseman on 1 hop. He has 1 play to first base. It was a little humpback line drive on 1 hop to Wilson Terrell, who made the play 4-3. But the other runners will move up. That was actually excellent base running from Christopher J. and Kenny Dome, because on a line drive like that, you have to be sure the ball is going to hit the ground. Otherwise, it could be an easy double play. But both runners recognized easily that Beliveau was not going to be able to make Terrell was not going to be able to make the catch on the fly. And so they advanced to second and third. And here is Bart Indencleef. Runners on second and third and 2 outs. The pitch swung on, it popped up, foul ground behind the plate. Baker giving it a look, has room, and he squeezes it for the 3rd out of the inning. And Indencleef slams the bat and helmet down to the ground in frustration. He stranded runners on second and third, popping out to the catcher on the first pitch. No runs, 2 hits, 2 more left on base. The Bombers have left 9 men on base through the first 4 innings. There were no errors. At the end of 4 full, we are tied at So we're back for the top of the 5th inning.
For the Dragons, Jemuel
And Chris
Angela.
J is back out there on the mound, and he's going to face the top of the order, Jemuel Angela. First pitch, strike called, 0-1. Angela is 1 for 2. He doubled and was stranded in the first inning, and then he flied out in the third. So Chris J in relief of Lazaro Hierro deals. There's a strike called, 0-2. Jay came on and got the final 2 outs in the 4th inning, after Hierro had balked home the tying run, but Jay came on and prevented further damage. Pitch, breaking ball, strike 3 called on the outside corner, and Jemuel Angela is called out. He knew it. Let's look at the replay on that again. Beautiful curveball from Chris J, just catching the outside corner. And so 1 up, 1 down. And here is Ted Kelly. That's the first strikeout for for Bombers pitching in the game, as Ted Kelly takes the ball high. Kelly is over 2. He's grounded out twice. We're in the top of the 5th. This is a 7-inning game, so it's getting late. And the pitch is strike on the inside corner from Jay to Kelly. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a pitch outside. This is Ross McKinnon pinch hitting for Kelly, it looks like.
Line up.
'82. Nope. No, I'm right. This is still Ted Kelly, I think. Right. Yeah, I was confused because Ted Kelly is wearing a shirt with a different name on the back of it. So Ted Kelly swings and fouls it away, and the count. Three balls and 2 strikes. I missed a few pitches in my confusion there. And now Chris J comes back, 3-2 to Ted Kelly. The pitch swung on, popped up again, fouled away. A bunch of baseballs finding a home in the trees off to the right. The sun has come out. The weather is absolutely perfect. It is breezy. It's not too warm. Chris J on the mound protecting a 1-1 tie, trying to hold the Dragons scoreless. 3-2 pitch. Up and in. There's ball 4. So Kelly draws a walk.
Baseballs, Ted Kelly.
That is the first walk issued from Jay, the 4th overall in the game. Alex Mercer gave up 1 run, 3 walks, no strikeouts, and 2 hits. And the pitch is high to Anthony Baker, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes.
Runners always go back.
Jay deals the pitch, popped up, foul ground behind the plate. The catcher Beliveau, looking up into the sun, makes the catch without taking his mask off. That's pretty difficult. Beliveau never even bothered to throw the mask away and caught that ball looking directly up into the sun.
Anthony Baker, 2 men down.
And there are 2 outs, and here is Wilson Terrell. Runner on first base is Ted
Wilson
Kelly. He
Terrell.
walked.
Second base.
Terrell is 1 for 2. He singled. Chris J from the stretch. There goes the runner, Kelly. The pitch is outside. Here's the throw from Beliveau to second base. It is offline, and Kelly steals second base standing up.
Stolen base, Ted Kelly.
Pitch is 1 ball and no strikes to Wilson Terrell. There's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, popped up, foul off to the right. That's going to be over the screen and into the trees for strike 1. 1-1. Wilson Terrell singled and grounded out. After him, it's Declan Quinn. 1 out in the inning. Excuse me, 2 outs in the inning. Runner on second base is Ted Kelly. He walked and stole second. He's the tie-breaking run. Here's the pitch from Jay. Breaking ball, tapped in front of the plate, foul. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Wilson Terrell. Infielders are back. Outfield is deep and swung a little bit around to the left. There's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball inside. Backs Terrell off the plate. Count even. 2-2 now. As Chris J., who is in his first complete inning of work, is trying to strand Ted Kelly, the runner at second base. The game is tied at 1. Praha scoring a run last inning. Amsterdam scoring in the third. Breaking ball hit on the ground to third, and it kicks off of Terrazano's glove. He has no play. Everybody's safe. Runners on first and third. And that's probably going to be E5.
Wilson Terrell.
Take a look at the replay. The ball was hit pretty hard from Wilson Terrell. Got a breaking ball and grounded it to Terrazano. The ball kicked up on the dirt just before it got to him. Looked like it hit him in the left wrist and rolled up his arm and trickled behind him. So now Ted Kelly, the tie-breaking run, is at third. Wilson Terrell is at first, and Declan Quinn, the hitter. If a run scores here, it would be an unearned run. There are 2 outs. There's the pitch. There's a drive, well hit, deep right field. Way back goes Puzmans. That ball is over his head, and it takes a bounce and goes over the right field fence for a ground rule double. Ted Kelly scores. Wilson Terrell will go to third. Declan Quinn with an RBI double gives the Praha Dragons a 2-1 lead. That ball was smoked. Let's take a look at the replay. A first pitch from Christopher J.
Ground rule double for
Fastball right down the middle.
Wilson Terrell moved to
And
third
Declan
base,
Quinn
and
really
Ted
jacked
Kelly
that ball, and it took a
scoring the
bounce on the
second
warning
run
track and went
for
over the
the
fence. Yves Puzmans
Now at bat,
putting both hands up in the air to
Esquina.
signal. So now runners on second and third with 2 outs. That is an unearned run that scores. And Luis Esquina swings and misses. Strike 1. So the error is proving costly here. There's the pitch. And if Esquina can get a base hit, it's outside for a ball. If Esquina can get a base hit and drive home 2 more, that would certainly feel good for the Praha Dragons. They lead this game 2-1 in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit on, long drive to deep left center field. That ball is into the gap, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Esquina is on his way to second base. He is there easily with a 2-run double, and it is 4-1 Praha Dragons.
2-run double for Luis Esquina.
All of those runs are unearned this inning.
And
As let's take a look at the replay. It sounded as though he hit it off the end of the bat, but he drove it into the alleyway between Chernovsky and Kenny Dome when neither of them could get it. And Quinn and Terrell came around easily to score. The pitch is a strike to Evan Lubin. So it is 4-1 Praha. They're trying to pull away in this game. The pitch, breaking ball, and that one hits Lubin on the back, and he goes down to a knee, but that was a curve ball. Looked like he got him right on the back of the neck. Shaking out his head. Boy, that might have hit him in the funny bone or something. That is certainly not funny. Of course, no intent from Chris J on that pitch. That was a breaking ball that got away from him. Let's take a look at the replay. Looked like it got him squarely on the back of the neck, right where the neck meets the torso. So Lubin is walking over to first base, accompanied by Mike Wisthoff, the coach. He is stretching out his neck. He's got his helmet off. And Spencer Muirhead is now the hitter. There are still 2 outs. The runner at second base is Esquina. It is 4-1 Praha. 3 unearned runs coming in this inning. The 2-out error from Gianfranco Terrazano opening the door. You know he feels bad about it. Of course, you ask him, he would tell you he should make the play. But Chris J is going to try and pick him up. That's just how baseball games go sometimes. So Spencer Muirhead, who is over 2 on and 2 out. The pitch, low and outside, ball 1. So a couple of doubles, one from Declan Quinn and the 2-run double from Luis Esquina, opening up a 4-1 lead. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball high. 2 balls and no strikes to Spencer Muirhead. Evan Lubin is on first. He was hit by the pitch. Esquina is at second. Chris J, a quick stretch, and now deals a strike on the inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike, a fastball to Spencer Muirhead, the number 8 hitter. Matt Pansenhagen is on deck. Chris J comes set, Runner's not going anywhere. The 2-1 pitch is up high, and now the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Three-one pitch to Muirhead. There's a fly ball left field. This is playable for Chernovsky. He moves a few steps to his left and makes the catch to end the inning. But
Spencer Muirhead, fly out 7.
The Praha Dragons send 8 men to the plate. They get 3 runs on 2 hits, 2 left on base. There was 1 very costly error, as all 3 of those runs are unearned. And at the end of 4.5, it is the Praha Dragons 4, the Amsterdam Bombers 1. We are back for the bottom of the 5th inning. It's going to be Trevor Chernovsky, Yves Puzmans, and Gianfranco Terrazzano. 5, 6, 7. As Alex Mercer, who has really had to work hard through the first 4 innings, now finds himself in the lead with a 4-1 score. Praha scoring 3 unearned runs in the top half of the 5th inning. And here's Chernovsky, and the pitch hit in the air to right field. Pretty deep. Evan Lubin going back, way back, and he one-hands it just short of the warning track in deep right field as he drifted back towards the corner. 1 pitch, 1 out. Chernovsky is now 0 for 3. Here's Yves Puzmans, who has walked twice. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Alex Mercer stranded 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, 2 in the 4th. But now he's got himself a 4-1 lead. And the pitch, Puzmans takes up high, ball 1. One of the big plays in the game, Puzmans getting picked off in the 2nd inning. And he takes up high, ball 2, 2-0. Another play of the game was Bart Indencleef popping out. And the pitch is high, 3-0. Bart Indencleef popped out with runners on 2nd and 3rd in the 4th inning to end the inning. And then in the next half inning, the Praha Dragons taking advantage of a 2-out error from Gianfranco Terrazzano. There's a strike on 3-0, finally getting a fastball in there, does Alex Mercer. It's funny how these baseball games, it can look as though one team is going to knock on the door the whole game and finally get a chance. Strike 2 is called, 3-2. Mercer, who has been walking the tightrope since this game began, somehow has been able to wiggle his way out of every single jam. And now he's leading 4-1. 3-2, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He came back from a 3-0 count to strike out Yves Puzmans for the 2nd out. And there are 2 down.
Swinging, Yves Puzmans, 2-0.
That is the 10th strikeout for Alex Mercer in the game.
The 10th strikeout for Alex Mercer.
And here is Gianfranco Terrazzano. Terrazzano has walked and been hit by a pitch. It was his hit by a pitch that drove in the run for the Amsterdam Bombers. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Mercer with perhaps some newfound confidence now that he's got the lead. 1 strike to count. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Terrazzano taking a little walk to the left of the home plate area, thinking about it. He's behind 0-2. Here's the pitch on the way from Mercer. And he got him looking, a fastball in the outside corner. And that was a nasty inning pitching-wise for Alex Mercer. That is the 11th strikeout of the game for him. We are through 5 complete. Praha Dragons leading the Amsterdam Bombers 4-1.
Still leading 4-1.
One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are back, and the first pitch to Brian Hughes is swung on and fouled off. We are in the top of the 6th inning. It will be 8-9-1. Brian Hughes, who came in for Christopher Kuno. Hughes is the number 8 hitter. Yuri Wong. Excuse me, there's a pitch outside. Up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. I was looking at the wrong scorecard. Chris J. deals. This is Matt Pansenhagen. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Matt Pansenhagen, leading off the top of the 6th. And he swings and misses at that one. Foul tip, in fact. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chris J. is pitching. He came on in relief of Lazaro Hierro. This one is up high. Hierro pitched 3 1/3 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and a balk. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Down goes Pansenhagen. That is the 2nd strikeout for Christopher J. Jay gave up 3 unearned runs in the 5th inning. The 2 key hits, the double from Quinn and Esquina. There's a fly ball to right field deep down the line, but it is foul off the bat of Jemuel Angela. Strike 1. Angela is 1 for 3. He doubled. Pansenhagen is now 0 for 3. After Jemuel Angela, it will be Ted Kelly. Praha Dragons leading this game 4-1. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Chris J. winds and deals 1 strike pitch. Hit off the fists, a little floater up the middle. That's going to make it into center field, a base hit. And Jemuel Angela has his 2nd hit of the day. A single into center field, a soft one. Let's take a look at the replay. It looked like he got it off the fists of the bat and just floated a little fly ball over the shortstop Yuri Wong and the second baseman Brian Hughes. So here's Ted Kelly with Angela at first, who is probably a threat to run, being held on from Bart Indencleef. Chris J. steps on the rubber. Comes set. Ted Kelly at the plate, the pitch. is a little bit high. I was almost going to say it was a fastball. That looked like an off-speed pitch. 1 ball, no strikes to Kelly, who was 0 for 2 with a walk. He came around and scored. There's a swing and a ground ball to the shortstop, and it is under the glove of Wong. He picks it up and throws to first. It is late. The throw is blocked by Inden Cleef. Wong tried to one-hand it as he set his feet to throw in one motion, and the ball just hit under the lip of his glove and died right in the dirt at second base. So that'll be an E6.
Ted Kelly, first base, fielder's choice.
Nope, it's a
General
fielder's
Angela
choice.
Moves to second base, error 6. Anthony Baker.
So now Anthony Baker with 2 on. Angela at second, Kelly at first, and this one behind Baker. I was going to mention on that pitch that Kelly hit on the ground to Wong, Chris J, as he lifted his leg to deliver the pitch to the plate, actually looked over his right shoulder behind him at the runner at first base. I've never seen that before. There's the 1-0. There's a high pop fly, left side foul ground, being chased by Terrazano and Beliveau, and it's going to hit on top of the fence and carom over on top of the roof of the clubhouse and then back down into the hamburger area. Chris J was also over there, the pitcher himself. He was about to climb the dugout wall. The pitch is a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike to Anthony Baker. Baker, who was 0 for 2 with a walk, he came around and scored. He scored in the first inning on the balk. And this pitch is up high from Jay, 2 balls and a strike. Runner at second base is Jemuel Angela. Ted Kelly is at first. He reached on an error. Angela singled. 2-1 on Anthony Baker. Right-hand hitter with an open stance, and this one hit him. There were a couple pitches up and in. That looked like an off-speed pitch. Jay starting to lose his release point, and that's going to draw a mound visit from Steven Algaroba, the coach for the Amsterdam Bombers. So the bases are now loaded.
General Angela to third base.
Angela moves to third. Ted Kelly is at second. Baker is at first, and the hitter now will be Wilson Terrell. As Steven Algaroba out to have a chat with his former shortstop, now pitcher, Christopher J. Wilson Terrell is 1 for 3. It was his ground ball that went off the glove of Gianfranco Terrazzano in the 5th inning. It would have been the 3rd out of the inning. Instead, the inning continued, and then Declan Quinn doubled home a run. Luis Esquina doubled home 2 more. And that's the difference in the game. So the bases are loaded. Angela, Kelly, and Baker, the runners, and the pitch to Terrell. Fastball high, ball 1.
Wilson Terrell.
And he swings and pops this ball up on the infield. Infield fly has been called. The catch is made by Brian Hughes behind the bag at second base, and there are 2 away. So Terrell unable to hit a fly ball deep enough to get a run home. And now Declan Quinn, who creamed a double on 1 hop over for the right field wall, takes the ball inside, ball 1. Quinn's double broke the tie, driving home driving home Kelly. And he takes the pitch outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Bases still loaded. Nowhere to put him. It is 4-1 Praha Dragons leading the Amsterdam Bombers. And a line drive. That's going to be a base hit to left field. In comes Angela, and all the other runners will hold up. An RBI single makes it 5-1 Praha. Declan Quinn with his 2nd run batted in the game, and his 2nd hit. Hit it off the end of the bat, but it doesn't matter. It floated over the 3rd baseman Terrazzano's head, and that is going to be it for Christopher J. As Steven Algaroba comes out of the mound, out of the dugout, and it looks like he is calling to his right fielder, Yves Puzmans, to come in. So Chris J., who started the game at shortstop, let's see if he's going to go back to shortstop. So Puzmans is, looks like, coming out of the game. Well, let's see. We'll be back in a moment. Okay, so we are back. The new pitcher is Yves Puzmans, came from right field. The pitcher, Christopher J., goes back to short. Yuri Wong moves to second. The pitch to Esquina is low for a ball, and a nice block by Beliveau at that, ball one. Runners on first and third, Ted Kelly is at third, and Anthony Baker is at first. The pitch. And the runner at second is, wait a minute. No, Angela is at, Kelly's at third, Baker's at second, and Quinn is at first. This is a ball, and the count 3 balls and no strikes. Bases loaded, nowhere to put Esquina. Quinn's single drove home a run to make it 5-1. Puzman's the new pitcher. Wong is at second. Brian Hughes moves to left field, and Trevor Chernowski is in right. And there is a strike as Esquina was stepping out of the box, taking all the way. So the bases loaded. Kelly at third, Baker at second, Quinn at first. That's what it is. Lots of changes here. Here's the 3-1 outside. Ball 4, and it is 6-1 Praha on the bases loaded walk. So Kelly comes home to score. Baker moves to third. Quinn moves to second. Give Esquina another RBI. He's got 3. And now the batter is Evan Lubin. 6-1 Praha leading the Amsterdam Bombers. The pitch. Lubin takes a strike right in there from Puzmans.
Evan Lubin, right field.
Puzmans pitched 5 innings and had an ERA of 4.20 so far this season. There's a swing and a foul back to the screen. 0-2 to Evan Lubin, who is the 8th man to bat this inning. Spencer Muirhead waiting on deck. The base is loaded. Baker at third, Quinn at second, Esquina at first. And this pitch just missing low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It is 6-1 Dragons. Amsterdam going to have to mount a comeback in the final 2 innings if they're going to have a chance at clinching. There's a line drive. It is a fair ball. Base hit down the line. In comes 1 run. In comes 2. Here's the Ball still loose in the corner. The third run being waved around. Iskina coming to the plate. Here's the relay throw to third. And they got the out at third base as Lubin is thrown out trying to stretch it. That is the third out of the inning. So that run counted because the run scored because before the third out was recorded. So 3 runs score. And it is 9-1 Praha.
A double for Evan Lubin. 3 runs scored Anthony Baker, Declan Quinn, and
Baker scored, Quinn scored, and Iskina scored. Lubin is credited with a double and 3 runs batted in, but he is thrown out trying to stretch it 7-6-5, and that's the third out of the inning. The inning comes to an end. However, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs come home.
for the Bombers. Tweede 6, Vandermonte 6, uit bed voor de Bombers, Brian Hughes. Left field. Strikeout swinging, Brian Hughes. One out, Yuri one. Second base.
One ball and 1 strike. Sorry, the volume was down, folks. There's a 1-1 pitch to Wong. On the corner, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 12 strikeouts so far in the game for Alex Mercer against 5 walks and a hit batter. There's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is strikeout number 13.
Strikeout, swing, Yuri 1. 2 down, at bat.
2 outs, and here's the top of the order. Kenny Dome, the center fielder. He is 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out twice. Alex Mercer trying to do it all himself. Fastball high. 1 ball and no strikes. The Bombers took a lead in this game on a bases loaded hit by pitch, but since then, there's a swing and a foul tip into the mitt of Baker, and it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Since then, Amsterdam has scored 9 runs, 7 of which are unearned. There's the 1-1. Missed low. 2 balls and a strike. Amsterdam Bombers scoring 5 in the 6th, 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 4th. So they've scored each of the last 3 innings. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch. Fastball is high. And it is now 3-1. Chris J., the number 2 hitter, who is 3 for 3 with 3 singles, is waiting on deck. It is 9-1 Dragons. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch on the way. And it is up high for ball 4. Pretty close pitch. But that will be walk number 6 issued by Alex Mercer. He's also hit a batter. 13 strikeouts for Mercer so far. He's got 2 outs in the inning. Here's Chris J., 3 for 3. Runner on first, taking a lead. The pitch is high, ball 1. Kenny Dome is on first, not really being held on with a big lead. Jemuel Angela is playing behind Dome. The infield is back. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. A big swing by Jay. And he didn't get it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kenny Dome off first. A long look into the sign, and now Jay asks for time and receives it. Anthony Baker giving the signs to Alex Mercer. Muirhead in left, Pansenhagen in center, Lubin in right. They are all playing straight away. Ted Kelly at third, Clint at short, Terrell and Angela playing back. The pitch is outside. 2 balls and a strike now to Chris J. Game 3 will come up at 7 p.m. It's 6:07 right now. So we might have a quick turnaround. We are in the bottom of the 6th. There's a 2-1. Fastball is high. 3 balls and a strike. Runner on first with 2 outs is Kenny Dome, not being held on. Alex Mercer trying to finish off the 6th inning. 3-1 on Jay. And the pitch is a strike called, and the count is now full 3-2. That will send the runner Dome with 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 9-1 Praha. Alex Mercer comes set, and here's the payoff pitch. There goes the runner. Swung on, fouled back. Actually, Dome was only taking a few steps off to the right. He didn't really go running. 3-2, 2 outs. That ball ricocheted off the pole and went almost all the way back to the hitter area. It was a fastball. Take a look at that pitch. Fastball in on the hands of Jay. He was a little late on it. Fouled it right back to the screen. Ball carrying right back to Anthony Baker. Three and 2 with 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning, 9-1 Praha leading Amsterdam. Here's the stretch from Mercer and the pitch to Jay. There goes the runner. Swung on, hit in the air to right field. This is playable for Lubin. He comes in a few steps and one-hands it to his left for the final out of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, one left, no errors. At the end of 6 full, it is the Praha Dragons 9, Amsterdam Bombers 1. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Praha Dragons leading the Amsterdam Bombers by a score of 9-1.
Going in right here for Muirhead. And we got Goodman following him and Vansenhagen. Oh, this is it. Yes.
So we have a pinch hitter.
If not, I'll come let you know. But that's
This is Michael Barrett, and he takes a strike. Barrett pinch hitting for Spencer Muirhead. Michael Barrett, who is from Ontario, left-hand hitter. Pitches outside, ball 1. Barrett is 4 for 12 this year. And the pitch on the way is low.
Pinch hitting now for Spencer Muirhead is Michael Barrett.
2 balls,
number 14.
1 strike, nobody out. Yves Pousmans in relief of Chris J. Deals. Swung on and tapped foul off to the left out of play. On deck, a pinch hitter, Frey Dodeman. So Barrett is pinch hitting for Spencer Muirhead. And the pitch is in there for strike 3. So Barrett is called out on a fastball.
Strikeout
And that will bring up Frey
looking
Dodeman.
Michael Barrett. Pinch hitting now. Frey Dodeman.
Dodeman had 2 hits in 13 at-bats. And he takes a ball from Pousmans. 1 ball, no strikes.
Shirt number 5.
That is only the 3rd strikeout for Bombers pitching against the Dragons. Swinging and a miss, Dodeman late on a fastball, and he's got an even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Yves Pousmans is on the mound. Gianfranco Terrazzano is at 3rd. There's a swing and a foul tip into the mitt for strike 2. Shortstop Christopher J. Yuri Wong at 2nd. Barton Dincleef at 1st. Brian Hughes is in left. Kenny Dome in center. Trevor Chernowski in right. And strike 3 is called. A fastball right on the inside corner. 2 looking strikeouts for Yves Pousmans. And that will bring up the top of the order, Jemuel Angela.
Frey Dodeman.
Angela is 2 for 4. He has singled and doubled. He has scored a run.
Angela. First base.
There's the pitch from Pousmans, and it's low, bounces in there. 1 ball, no strikes to Jemuel Angela. This one is high and outside, 2 balls and no strikes. So Alex Mercer is going to probably go out there to the mound in the bottom of the 7th inning. Something that seemed like it was a very improbable feat, as there's ball 3 and low. Mercer, who allowed 9 base runners in the first 4 innings, has since really settled down. Only allowed one base runner in the last 2, and he has struck out 14. There's a pitch. 3-1. Pitch is now a strike. He has struck out 13, excuse me. Pitch on the way, swung and hit on the ground. Softly on 2 hops to the shortstop, Chris J. He fires to first, and it is in time to get the speedy Angela. 1-2-3. Good inning for Yves Bousmans. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Praha Dragons leading the Amsterdam Bombers by a score of 9-1. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and Alex Mercer's day is done. He pitched 6 innings and struck out 13.
New pitcher for the Dragons.
He gave up 1 run,
The DH, Luis
6 walks,
is now pitching.
and 5 hits, and he did hit a batter.
The 8th man on
And
the
now
base,
Luis
Michael
Esquina
Barrett,
is going to come in and pitch,
playing left
try to
field.
close it out.
Number 9 on the
Frey
base,
Dodeman, who
Dodeman,
pinched hit last inning, goes to
playing
first base. Esquina was the designated hitter. Jemuel Angela moves to center field. Michael Barrett, who pinch hit last inning, goes to left field. And it is 3-4-5, Mike Beliveau, Bart Indencleef, and Trevor Chernowski against Luis Esquina. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Praha leading 9-1. The first pitch is a strike right in there, 0-1. Coming up at 7 p.m., the Sant Boy Falcons of Barcelona versus the Vienna Emperors. That is game 1 of a best-of-3 series. Those were the top 2 teams in the standings for the CBLE this year. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2 is called right on the outside corner. Esquina coming in and throwing strikes. Mike Beliveau today is 1 for 3 in this game. He had a single in the first inning. Now the Bombers could kick themselves. They stranded 9 runners in the first 4 innings. This one is down and in, ball 1 ball and 1 strike. But Alex Mercer, although he was wild, was also quite dominant in terms of throwing the fastball past the hitters of the Bombers. He struck out 13. There's a 1-2 pitch from Esquina. Breaking ball, this one is low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Esquina walks around the mound, rubs his right hand on the dirt. He appears to work from the first base side of the rubber. 2 balls and 2 strikes, nobody out on Mike Beliveau. Here's the pitch. Fastball is high, full count now. And you know the last thing Esquina wants to do is give the Bombers any sort of a rally. They are down by 8 runs. It is 9-1 Praha. And the 3-2 pitch. Swung on line drive left field. That's going to drop in front of Michael Barrett for a base hit. Good piece of hitting by Mike Beliveau. And he's on with a single. That's his 2nd hit of the game, the 6th overall for the Bombers. Let's take a look at the replay of that last pitch. Here's Bart Indencleef. Nice short stroke, line drive on a pitch away. Hit it in the air easily to left field. A solid line drive. So Bart Indinclaif will now bat. Indinclaif is 0 for 2. He struck out and popped out and walked. Esquina from the stretch, not checking Bellevaux. The fastball is outside in the dirt, backhanded nicely from Baker. 1 ball to Bart Indinclaif. Indinclaif was extremely frustrated in his last at bat. He came up with runners on second and third and popped up to the catcher on the first pitch. And a throw to first, Bellevaux is back. He's merely a step off the bag. Frey Dodeman holding him on. Indinclaif with a wide open stance. Here's the 1-0. There's a strike called, fastball right through there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mike Bellevaux's on first base. The wind is picking up now a little bit, blowing from left to right. And the pitch swung on, tapped foul up the third base line. Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The weather has been absolutely perfect today. And it appears to be turning into a lovely evening. We have 1 more baseball game coming up after this. It is 6:20 p.m., July the 21st, 2015. Game 2 of the Collegiate Baseball League Europe Championship Week Series. There's a 1-2 pitch to Bart Indinclaif. It is high, 2-2. The Bombers have had a base runner in every single inning. They stranded 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 1 in the sixth. Excuse me, there was 1 inning in which they went 1-2-3. That was the 5th. 2-0. Here's the pitch from Esquina. Swing and a miss at a sweeping breaking ball down and away. Bart Indinclaif strikes out, and there's 1 away.
Strikeout, swinging, first out.
Take a look at the replay on that last pitch. It was a big sweeping breaking ball. Esquina with a high leg kick sort of hides the ball pretty well to a right-hand hitter. And here's the number 5 hitter, Trevor Chernowski. Runner on first base, still Mike Bellevaux. Luis Esquina turning and looking at him. Now he comes to the stretch. There's 1 out in the inning. Infielder's back and looking for a double play. There's a strike called. They have not had much to do on the infield today because Mercer had so many strikeouts. There have only been 4 putouts from a fielder for the Dragons in this game. There's the 0-1 pitch on the way. This one is high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Trevor Chernowski. But you know the infielders, even though they haven't had too much to do today, they are ready and waiting for a double play ground ball to end this thing. 1-1. And the pitch. He started to chase it, did not hold it, held up, and it was a breaking ball down and away. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out. We are in the bottom of the 7th inning. Praha leading the Bombers. Praha Dragons leading the Amsterdam Bombers 9-1. Luis Esquina comes set. And the 2-1 pitch after a long hold is coming right now. And that one hit the bat, and that's going to be a foul ball, strike 2. Chernowski shaking his head, nothing he could do about it. It was a fastball, looked like it was riding in on him, and it just nicked the knob of the bat. That's the second time I've seen that today. Take a look at this pitch again. Chernowski immediately frustrated because he knew it was a foul ball and not a hit by pitch. Instead, it's a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chernowski is 0 for 3 in this game, by the way. Struck out twice. Esquina turning and looking at Bellevaux, who is walking back to the bag over at first. Frey Dodeman holding him on. Bellevaux extending his lead, but with an 8-run lead, he's not really going anywhere. 8-run deficit, rather. 2-2, the pitch on the way from Esquina. This one is that sweeping breaking ball, and it's way outside, taken by Chernowski, and the count is full 3-2. I don't think Bellevaux will be going anywhere. Eskina comes set. Long hold, and now the payoff pitch is inside for ball 4. So that will put Beliveau on second base and bring up Yves Pousmans to the plate. That is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th walk issued by Dragons pitching. 6 of those were on Alex Mercer. So Eskina now with 2 on and 1 out, bottom of the 7th inning. Yves Pousmans is 0 for 1 with 2 walks. And he shows bunt, pulls it back, the pitch is a strike. Not sure what the point of a bunt is with an 8-run deficit, but Pousmans maybe trying to bunt for a hit. That's the only explanation. The Bombers need lots of base runners. 1 strike pitch is a strike 2 fastball on the outside corner. Pousmans quickly in the hole, 0-2. Louis Eskina, who began this inning, gave up a single to Beliveau, then struck out Inden Kleef, walked Chernovsky, and now he's 0-2 on Pousmans. He comes set. Here's the pitch. A check swing tapper that goes behind the plate for a foul ball. Pousmans is lucky that he made contact with that ball. I think he would have been called for a swinging strike had he not. Let's take a look at the replay. I think this was the breaking pitch. That's that breaking pitch that Eskina has been throwing. He got Inden Kleef to swing at it, but he's missed badly on the other ones. Here's the set from Eskina now, and he's ready to come back 0-2. Pousmans asking for time and getting it. The catcher, Anthony Baker, that time had set up over the inside corner. Beliveau, at second base. And Chernovsky at first. There's 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. It is 9-1 Praha. And the pitch to Pousmans. This one hit him right in the back. And Eskina, frustrated with himself after that pitch, has loaded the bases. Well, it has not been a picture of control from the Praha Dragons pitchers. Mercer, who walked 6 and hit a batter, even though he struck out 13. Now Louis Eskina in this inning has 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, and given up a hit. So that's pretty much everything. He hasn't balked yet, however. Bases are loaded, and now Gianfranco Terrazzano, as Dylan Wisthoff is out to the mound to give Louis Eskina some extra encouragement. I'm sure it was a very one-sided conversation. Something along the lines of, we have an 8-run lead, throw strikes. Of course, Eskina wants to. So he's got a bases loaded jam. There is 1 out in the inning. And now there is some semblance of a prayer for the Amsterdam Bombers. They're trailing by 8 runs. They have the bases loaded and 1 out. The pitch to Terrazzano is low for a ball. Beliveau is at third, Chernovsky at second, Pousmans at first. Louis Eskina working from the full windup, and here's the 1-0 pitch coming to Terrazzano. It is a strike called with a fastball, 1-1. I wonder if Wisthoff's conversation was something along the lines of Eskina throwing too many breaking balls. He has shown good control with the fastball. There's the 1-1 pitch. And that one in the dirt skips off the glove of Anthony Baker, and that's going to allow a run to come home and score. That makes it 9-2 as Beliveau scores. Chernovsky moves to third. Pousmans moves to second. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike on Terrazzano, and the score is the Praha Dragons 9, Amsterdam Bombers 2. Baker just trying to short hop it. Didn't really put his body in front of the ball to try to block it. So it's 9-2. The runners have moved up. Infield is still back. They just want outs. They do not care if runs score. There's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, popped up, foul ground. Dudeman giving it a look, but that's going to be over the screen. Strike 2, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the 7th inning, 9-2, Praha leading Amsterdam. Esquina deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that was the breaking ball. And that's out number 2. Let's take a look at the replay on this pitch. When he got to 2 strikes, he's been trying to use that sweeping slider. And that time he got it close enough that Terrazano chased it. But that's the 15th strikeout in the game. And here's Brian Hughes up for his second at bat. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. The pitch is a fastball high, ball 1. Runners on second and third. Chernovsky at third. Puzmans is at second. 2 down. 9-2 Praha. 1 out away from victory. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Hughes. There's a fastball strike. 1-1. Esquina trying to end the game and get the win for Alex Mercer, who struck out 13 in 6 innings. This ball popped up. Foul ground behind the plate. Baker throws the mask away. And he makes the catch to his glove side, and that is the ball game. Hughes pops out. And the final score, the Praha Dragons 9, the Amsterdam Bombers 2, and so the Bombers do not clinch. That means the Bombers will fall to 1-1 in the triathlon. Praha is now 1-0. And the La Rochelle Admirals are 0-1. Game 3 of the CBLE 2015 Championship Week will be coming up in about a half an hour time. That game will feature the Vienna Emperors versus the Sant Boi Falcons of Barcelona. My name is Tim Collins. Thanks for watching, and we'll